I want to live permissionless. And I'm tired of having the bank have to give me permission to get my money, or a brokerage firm give me permission to take my securities and transact with you. In a permissionless world, banks, brokerage, insurance companies, auditors, accountants, they're less important. And that's why this is so feared.
In a recent interview with Thinking Crypto,
Mark Yusko, in a recent interview with Thinking Crypto, lays out the intricate web of relationships that exist between anti-crypto senators like Elizabeth Warren and regulators like Gary Gensler, who chairs the CC. According to him, this whole mess is a result of long-standing interest trying to slow down the development of new technology. Nevertheless, Yusko stresses that in this case, an industry that has been around for 800 years and takes trillions of dollars out of the world economy annually is represented by the old. How is Jamie Dimon employed? The world's largest bank is under his leadership. Even though the biggest bank in the international settlement is larger, he is still the boss of a major global bank. He possesses considerable authority. Oh, I see. Could you tell me what blockchain technology is all about? Similar to how the internet revolutionized media and commerce, it does the same for financial services. The internet is the reason Amazon is in business. Also, because you can get everything on Amazon, a lot of mom and pop stores closed their doors. The financial sector will experience the same fate. So, this new technology, of which Bitcoin is a manifestation, poses a threat to his financial services organization. Consequently, he is indeed anxious. The other side of my coin is that you can always tell an idea's quality by who opposes it. Your proposal is probably not that big of a deal if no one significant or influential hates it. Someone is onto something if powerful and influential people dislike their concept. Remember that we recently celebrated Martin Luther King Jr.? As a result of standing up for civil and human rights, he had a number of opponents in influential positions, and this ultimately led to his demise. However, the notion would not have been significant if no one had given it any thought. And because I'm sick of waiting for other people to get me permission to do things like withdraw funds from my bank account or sell you assets through my brokerage, I'd rather live a permissionless life. Banking, brokerage, insurance auditing, and accounting firms would have less sway in a permissionless society. Because of that, people are terrified of this. Fear of the internet, air travel, radio, television, and electricity was common, as it was with every technological advancement. Images from the early 20th century depict electric cables and demonic beings emerging from them, as if they were about to poison the entire planet. I disagree. Power is fantastic. What a blessing it is to my life. It enables our endeavors. Moreover, blockchain technology is identical to that. Bitcoin is identical to that. Since it is large, it will remain. A staggering $30 trillion is held by financial planners in the accounts of baby boomers. 30 trillion is a lot. This asset trades for almost $10 billion per day, so if these ETFs receive 10 basis points, that's $30 billion. The market will react strongly to that, assuming one, which is hardly insane, could ought to be the bare minimum you should contribute. One is the very minimum, but I'd also argue 4, 23, 58, and 10. An asset with a market cap of about 900 billion is worth 300 billion. Thus, we are discussing an enormous and rapidly expanding need. What most people don't realize is that GBT was funded with about $10 billion in fresh fiat currency when it was created. Also, in only a few short months, the price of one Bitcoin jumped from around $10,000 to $59,000. Seriously, it was a parabola. Sure enough, it fell 30, then climbed back up to 69, and finally hit rock bottom at 15. Now we're 15 points closer to 69 than we were yesterday. I believe this is going to cause history to rhyme. I believe we may go from where we are now to 6-digit Bitcoin very, very fast. As that parabola, as that fear of missing out from intensifies later this year after the halving, and we enter what is termed crypto fall, when all the action and media attention is concentrated. I mean, at a rate that is unfathomably rapid. Bank of America, Vanguard, and Merrill are all deeply aligned with Miss Warren. Guess who the most important backers of Miss Warren are? Their message is clear: we couldn't care less about you, the youth of today. The baby boomers are here and they're not happy about this. No, this is bad. They want us to say like the stiff upper lip Wall Street types. Yeah, I get it. But I'll argue that the boomers made that determined decision since they are the ones controlling the enterprise and firms don't last forever. Because let me tell you something. We are all going to... Eventually, we're all going to die. Well, maybe not all at once, but certainly the baby boomers. And we're going to give you all the money we think we have. The target audience consists of millennials and Zoomers. What will happen if Vanguard, Merrill Lynch, and Bank of America irritate those individuals? They will simply depart. So, the money will be left to them by their parents, grandparents, or aunt. Their plan is to eliminate it. Furthermore, I am aware of this. I am a Yups client with a Family Harmony account. I am married to a financial advisor. He also claimed his father's book. And his dad's clientele is dying off one by one. Ages range from 80s to 90s, and a few are almost 100. Then the youth show up and pilfer the entire fund. Out of the people he talks to, only around 10 end up staying. I believe it's a poor idea to further exacerbate this digital gap. Bitcoin is owned by 29 of millennials and 4 of boomers. Very well. Thus, the 4 ETFs will increase to 40. I just made up that figure along with about 85% of the statistics on the spot. In the long run, the 29 will add up to 100. This is something I say frequently. My employee a prop. An infant, a toddler, and a preschooler are my grandkids. Gen A is my youngest. In my opinion, all 3 of them are Gen A. Just because my youngest is 1 doesn't mean I can't talk about her. These will never be in her possession. A leather wallet is out of the question for her. She will never in her life have encountered paper currency. I see. Under no circumstances. Which means she'll be a digital asset user from an early age. As she matures, she will trade Bitcoin, stable currencies, and other digital assets. It's an entirely new planet. So sure, you can hold on to that large nest egg you've built up at Vanguard and other places. But I simply think it's a poor choice since, as an incumbent, the future will come regardless of how much you try to avoid it. And Darwin put it best, adapt or die. Though I suppose he never put it properly himself. I see you have those 2 options exclusively. Yes, I am a biologist. In biology, there are just 2 possible states, living and dying. Either you're flourishing or you're withering away. This one is my favorite. Although I do not now hold that position, I would wholeheartedly embrace it. If I were in control of these monumental corporations. Some argue that if you welcome change, the old ways of doing things will eventually die out.